Thank you for sharing. The theme for the month, this month, is where humanity and divinity meet. And our topic for today is just open your heart. Just open your heart. Of course, Elizabeth, you have just opened our hearts. Thank you. Now, I don't know about you, but I remember in science classes being told that the heart was just a pump. Yeah. Just a pump, and that it's really our brains that are in charge of taking care of everything in our body. Old science, of course. I remember hearing that there was nothing to substantiate the claims of poets and artists and lovers and musicians that have known that within our hearts there is that which remembers and that which knows and that which loves and that which grows. Science is coming a long way. But if the heart is just a pump, why do our hearts ache so much when we lose someone we love? If the heart is just a pump, why do we feel so much? I mean, think about words that have been around forever. Words like cold-hearted, warm-hearted, chicken-hearted, downhearted, tender-hearted. I mean, do those sound like words that are referring to some kind of a mechanical pump? Absolutely not. And if it was just a pump, then why has it been at the center of music and art and religion and when you think about the pictures of Sacred Hearts, and when you think about the music that has flowed straight from people's hearts. Mm-hmm. There's been so much in religion and art. In the Old Testament, in the Hebrew Bible, in Proverbs, it says, "As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he." I mean, our hearts are important. Buddha said, "Sometimes it's better to be kind than to be right." We do not need an intelligent mind that speaks, but a patient heart that listens. And Van Morrison sang, "If my heart could do my thinking, and my head begin to feel, I would look upon the world anew and know what's truly real."
Oh, yes.
Yeah, So the world still has, and science still has, much to learn and understand about the heart, but science is coming along in the process. More and more respect is given to these amazing hearts that we have. And part of that is because of research that has been done as a result of the many heart transplants that have been done over the last decades. I mean, this has enabled scientists to study some things that they were never able to study before. What happens when you take a heart out of one person and put it into another? So cellular memory, which is what they're studying in heart transplants, they first started to study it because they noticed that when some transplant patients came out of surgery, that there were changes in tastes, changes in opinions sometimes, and perspectives and ways of looking at the world, sometimes ways of just being, there were personality changes. And that's because, the theory is that's because there are large numbers of neural networks in all of our major organs, but especially the heart. And they come together to form what is sometimes called the little brain in the heart, because I think it's a big brain in the heart, but but they've called it the little brain in the heart. And that was studied a lot by Paul Purcell, a neuropsychologist who wrote about this fascinating topic in the book The Heart's Code, Tapping the Wisdom and Power of Our Heart Energy. And in it, he provides examples of what has led scientists to know that something more is happening than just this pump that's in our hearts. And that's because people have heart memories. Transplant recipients have heart memories. And some of them just don't seem to be very easy to explain unless they're explained by the idea of memory, cell memory. A couple of examples. There was a 47-year-old white male foundry worker who received the heart of a 17-year-old black male student. And this man that received the heart found after his transplant that he was just fascinated by classical music. Fascinated by classical music. Now, he said, there's no way this could be from the heart transplant because a 17-year-old black man would be interested in rap, okay? Well, guess what? The young man who was killed in a random drive-by shooting, he loved classical music. And in fact, when he was killed, he was clutching his violin case to his chest on his way to a music class. And so, there was that had never been in this man's life before. And with this new heart, there came a new love of classical music. And then there's a gentleman that I know that some of us know from Mile High Church, knew Brother James. Now, Brother James had 2 heart transplants, 2 of them, yeah. And but after the second one, he said that after the first one, he felt great and was glad to be alive and all that. But after the second one, he noticed a difference. He started for the first time in his life crying at Hallmark commercials. He said he could feel a difference in his heart. He could feel that it was softer. And once he found out that he had received a woman's heart, he was not surprised at all. I mean, I can remember him talking numerous times about how it had softened him and allowed him to look at life in a different way. So these hearts of ours are much more than mechanical pumps. They're the very core of who we are and who we have come here to be. Now, for a minute, I just ask each of you to point to somebody in the room. Point to somebody in the room. You can point to me. You can point at Karen. She won't notice. Yeah, just point to somebody. Okay? Yeah.
I see everything.
Good. Now, point to yourself. Wow. Almost everyone pointed right here to their heart.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't see anybody.
This is yourself.
Yeah, say, oh, here I am. But it's here I am. Yeah, this is who I am. This is who you are. This is who you have come to be, and how the divine has chosen to work into and as you in some absolutely unique ways. Not like anyone else. Not like anyone else. So what about this amazing, precious heart of yours? Are you keeping it pretty open these days, or are you keeping it kind of safe and protected? Here's a story about that. There was once a young man who was very proud of his perfect heart. It was perfectly shaped, without a single flaw. Quite amazing. It was beautiful, and he loved to show it off. And so he would let people see his beautiful heart that was just without a single blemish. And one day, when he was showing off his heart. I mean, he loved to hear people say, "Oh my, that's so beautiful and so perfect." One day when he was doing that and trying to impress people, a wise teacher happened to be in the vicinity. And she said, "Oh yes, your heart is very beautiful. But I think there might be someone here who has a heart that is even more beautiful and magnificent than yours. Would you like to see that?" And after a pause, he said, "Okay." And so the teacher pointed to an old man who had deep smile wrinkles on his face. And she said, "Would you share your heart, sir?" And so he came up and he did. And so as he displayed his heart, you could see that it was ragged. It was not smooth at all. There were rough edges. There were places where it looked like chunks had been pulled out and something had been put back in that didn't fit. And so the young man says to the teacher, "Are you mad? I mean, look at my heart and all its perfection, and look at his. You can't call that beautiful. You can't call that magnificent." The older gentleman responded to the young man and said, "My heart is full of scars. Every one of these scars has come from having loved someone. And these rough places, when I love someone, I give them part of my heart. And if they love me back, I take a part of their heart and put it right in there where that part of mine came from. And so my heart has rough edges. In fact, sometimes it looks like there are chunks that are out of it because not everybody that I love loves me back." The young man was quiet, and tears were rolling down his cheeks. He was finally getting it. And so he stepped up to the older gentleman, took out a piece of his perfect, shiny heart, offered it to the gentleman, who, of course, took it with great gratitude and great love, and simply said thank you as he nodded his head in great wisdom. We can protect our hearts. We can keep them so closed in that none of those chunks ever show up. But that's not what we want to do. I mean, is it? Really? We've got these amazing, amazing hearts. So how about your heart? Are you keeping it nice and shiny and smooth, or are you up to opening it up to possibilities? Possibilities that sometimes include risk, but possibilities and new adventures and new love from the divine, from other people, from animals, from Mother Earth, from all of those places. Now, being able to keep our heart open is really important in our teaching. We talk a lot about the importance of choosing our thoughts carefully, right? Choose your thoughts because they're going to outpicture as your reality, as your life. Well, just as important as choosing our thoughts is allowing feeling our feelings, because thought plus feeling equals manifestation. Okay, thank you. I'm going to have to, when I say click, I'll have you click, because apparently this doesn't seem to be working. Thought plus feeling, what? Oh no, the heart of the remote. We can speak words until we are blue in the face, but if we don't back them up with feeling, they are not going to manifest in our lives. Not going to manifest. So observe this. I'm happy, healthy, abundant. Everything comes to me with ease and grace. Well, if I don't have more feeling with that with my affirmations, then I should just get ready to go do something else and instead of opening up to whatever it is I have claimed. Because when I say things from my heart, I'm happy, healthy, and abundant. Everything I need comes to me with ease and grace. I mean, when I do that, when I say it with that kind of conviction, I can feel that excitement. I can feel the good stuff coming to me. I get curious about, I wonder how God is going to make that one show up, you know? I wonder what's going to happen. And so what it does is it keeps me curious and it keeps me having my eyes and heart and all of my senses wide open to see the miraculous ways that Spirit shows up. The miraculous ways that manifestations happen. And I even have a sense, because I know that Spirit works a lot on the unseen. I mean, I imagine that, and I just kind of see this picture in my mind, that God is up there somehow putting all of the connections together, calling in the right people, calling in the right resources, calling in the right opportunities, so that everything then can come together and work on my behalf. And I think that's happening with our center too. I have definitely felt that some things are happening on the unseen that I believe is going to lead us to our new larger space. It just keeps coming to me. There's an affirmation that was given to me, and it is the perfect space with ease and grace. Say that with me. The perfect space with ease and grace. And you know, as we are willing to accept the ease and grace, as we are willing to let Spirit do the work and then reveal to us its plan, we can just watch miracles, what are called miracles, happen in our life. I'm going to try this one more time. Thought and feeling equal manifestation. Okay, would you click, please? So, what is it you want to open to in your life? I may as well put this down. What is it that makes your heart sing? What is it that you want to be excited and curious about? What is it that you're willing and ready to open your heart to now? Greg Braden, who is a forward-thinking scientist, speaker, author, and has done some great work, he writes about the importance of opening our heart in a way that harmonizes our heart and our brain. It's not just wide open heart, but harmonizing our heart and our brain. And there are 3 key steps to harmonizing heart and brain. Would anyone like to know what they are? Yes. Okay. Click. All right. Click. The first one is shifting our awareness from our mind to our heart. You know, they say that this is the longest distance. This 12 inches or 18, however many inches it is, that's from our head to our heart. But we need to be able to shift that. The second step, click, is slowing our breathing. And the third step is feeling care, click. Oh, thank you. She's got it. Yeah. I love you, Barb. Feeling care, appreciation, gratitude, and or compassion. Now, there is research has been done that these 4 words are especially powerful at enabling head and heart to connect. So these 4 powerful feelings. So let's just look at that closer. First of all, number 1, shift your awareness from your mind to your heart. With a single finger, or with a couple of fingers, or with your whole hand, I invite you to put your finger or your hand on your heart center. Now, what happens with this is that our attention naturally goes to the place where we feel touch. Next thing, gently slow your breathing down. When we slow our breathing down, we tell our bodies that we're safe. Because slowing our breathing isn't something that we would do if we were in a stressful situation. So it tells our bodies that we are in a safe place. And now I invite you to create a feeling in your heart center, the center where you can feel your breath. Create a feeling of care, and it can be care for anyone or anything. Appreciation for anyone or anything. Gratitude or compassion. So let's just take a moment to feel care, appreciation, gratitude, compassion, any or all of them. As we breathe slowly, feeling that touch at our heart center. The act of opening your heart, connecting with your heart, allows you to access your deep intuition, your deep knowingness, your deep creativity that is just waiting to flow through you. And there are bonuses. This harmonizing process also releases anti-aging hormones, benefits your cardiovascular system, and enhances your immune system. And they have found that spending just a few minutes touching your heart center, slowing your breathing, and focusing on care, appreciation, gratitude, or compassion, that the effects, the physical effects of that last for up to 6 hours. Yeah. And it is powerful, powerful, powerful to do your affirmations in that place of open receptivity, in that place where our head and our heart are connected and working together for our highest good. And so your homework, click, your homework, should you choose to accept it, is to do these 3 things once or twice or several times a day, whatever you call to do. First, stop and gently touch your heart center. Consciously slow your breathing. And focus on care, appreciation, gratitude, or compassion. You up for that? Let me tell you, it's powerful, powerful work, my friends. So I encourage you to do that, So now as practitioners stand in high consciousness, I want to take this into prayer. We open our hearts. We open them to love, to the gratitude, to what is waiting for us as we are willing to open, as we are willing to harmonize our heart and our head, as we are willing to say yes to Spirit. And so what I claim for each person here is that as we go through the week, we just open our heart to love. We open our heart to joy, to opportunities, even if they may seem a little scary. Our hearts are open to all of the good that Spirit has for us, and we are led. As we quiet, as we go within, as we slow our breathing, as we harmonize, we are told by that universal wisdom, anything we need to know, we are guided, we are blessed. And so I know that this shows up for each of us in ways that we can accept and understand and remember and practice, leading us into an absolutely magnificent week in every way. I'm grateful, grateful, grateful that because I have felt this in my heart, it is truth. It is the way it is, and so it is.
So it is.